Greetings to everybody that is watching me, wherever you are watching or listening to me from. This is Pa Usman Juf. I must start by apologizing. It's been solid 3 or more weeks that I am not able to come on air to bring you the different shows that I host on the Gambian Talents platform. Anywhere from Lutah Gambia to Them Show, which I host with Eva Sar every Sunday, to Menyanta with Pa Ibrahim Mamakoto, or the Nyohobai Show. It is nothing intentional. I have every wish and intention to bring you guys these shows. Why li Olof Njaay di wax rek jaama pexeem yàlla dogalam. I have a million things going on, and at some point certain things do happen yi tax be duma mëna def yenn yi. Lately, if you pay attention to Gambian Talents, you will see a lot of progress, a lot of development being made behind the scenes, and doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So sometimes certain things go out of control that make me not being able to, that prevent me from being able to actually do the things that I do. On a separate note though, or nonetheless, I am actually empowering and supporting a lot of the people who you are seeing. So whether Pa Usman Demna on air or Demot on air, you continue to see a lot of work done by some of the other people. Now, the past 3 weeks, the Gambia has been at a crossroad with a lot of things happening. This discussion has started when Tufa Jallow came to the country and of course made the stunning revelation that former President Yahya Jammeh raped her, allegedly raped her. We saw the Surviving Melvin campaign where over about 20 Gambian women came out to claim that Melvin has either raped them or attempted to rape them. Since then, several other people, as a media platform, we have received several messages, in fact coming from men. Some men who claim they were also raped or allegedly raped or attempted to have been raped by women in the Gambia. And I'm talking about Gambian men here. Last week, Sunday, was the latest development when we saw or received several screenshots of messages that were posted on Instagram by Binta Tamba, the daughter of Jesus Tamba, who used to be a state guard commander and the matter of fact the head of the Fajara barracks until the regime change in 2016. Binta, of course, ST's wife, took to Instagram angrily and posted several things in which she alleged her husband cheating on her with several women, her husband beating her up, and some other stuff. Now, we got these messages, just like a lot of other people. They were making the rounds on social media, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, everywhere. We took it upon ourselves to reach out to Binta to confirm if these messages were just not mere allegations or somebody trying to smear their image or whatsoever. We reached out to ST and several things started coming up. Now Binta opened up to us, spoke to us, and I will say from then on until today, we have been in touch with Binta on this issue and would have done some programs. Comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek, yàlla def na mënuñ ko def. Jamono ji nag, the latest is ST ak Binta supposedly have reconciled. In a message sent to us from Binta, she has indicated ne moom ak ST have finally decided to settle this matter privately. Now we have reached out to ST, like I said, we have reached out to Binta. The first video I did, I said a lot of things. In that video. I was very tired when I did that day. I wanted to do a show equally to talk about this thing, because domestic violence is something that is very common. It is something that we need to address. It is something that we need to take care of. It is tearing families apart. Whether jigéen lañ toroxal, whether góor lañ toroxal, even suñ xale yi seen boppa psychologically, this is not good for the kids to be witnessing. And I share these things. It's unfortunate. Mungi bari suñ deka, we let it go. It's normal in every Gambian family, for the most part. Average Gambian family, there is usually some form of domestic violence going on with ñun góor yi especially, wala suñ papa yi beating and abusing our moms. I remember one time living when I was at St. Augustine's, them Farafenye holiday, and was supposed to go back to Banjul pour dellu school that particular Sunday, because school ang don ibi Monday. Suma papa yal na yalla yokkal leeram dafa dur suma yaay kerak, but guess what, kerak la suma yaay dama. So can you imagine, I grew up di seetaan suma papa yu si bari ñuy am issues moom ak suma yaay. This particular time ma téye suma baag yi pour génn suñ kër pour dem uti moto si garage bi, and my dad was beating my mom up. Suma papa di dóor suma yaay, dama taxaw ne ko doo dóor suma yaay, ma juddu nekk xale yaru si loolu màgg ci loolu ba egsi fii nii nga continuer di dóor suma yaay, yaram dafa war a dama. That's when he realized ne xale màgg na, kerek la suma yaay dama. And I see these things happening on a regular basis. In America, we have heard and seen several Gambian families, xale yuñ jël because same parents were involved in domestic violence. Go you them jail because they supposedly involved in domestic violence with their women. Walla, jigéen you them jail because once we started and it ends up coming out to the light, the law enforcement get involved, but the state get involved, but the social workers get involved, it gets out of hand and it's no longer in your hands. You need to involve. Even if you want to back out, it doesn't work that way. And that is exactly for the most part. We involve in it, we do things that we are mad about and the like, just like what is happening in ST ak Jabaram Kisam. Nga fok ne gena nga si just because your work nga correct, that is it. Only in Gambia that it will happen like that. ST ak Jabaram ne they have let go and that becomes the end of it. So America la wala in the West, it wouldn't certainly be the end of it. And therefore certain things that we need to set certain standards, and if we do, things will work out. Nobody nak, there have been different narratives about this whole issue. We have gotten different messages. The day that I did that video, several other media houses picked up on it. Some, of course, wrote, some did videos, some did shows on it and everything. But li orte wor moy, amna ñene ñu gina ñu ne dañoo campaign in solidarity with ST. Len na dinaa ko wax mu leer. ST la woo, Jibu Balagé la woo, Baye Babu la woo, Jaliba Kuyate la woo, Musa Ngom la woo. It doesn't matter who it is. Every Gambian artist, every Gambian celebrity, politician, businessman, musician, you that is watching, me, Pa Usman, and any of us, ko xamne you are in the public domain, we are owing a lot to our community and to our people, and we are not exceptions to any of these rules. We have a responsibility towards our society. So hiding under the pretext of suma personal life la, while the people campaigning to say, well, is his personal life, is his private life, whatsoever. We barely have a private life, is the bottom line. Te dama ko dey wax all of these people, including STC Bopam, lim nekk Gambia la, am na yeneen place him doon nekk with his status and his personality. Media houses would have had camera crews and paparazzis attached to their house, attached to their workplace. Fuñ duga, fuñ génna. Same life yep will be documented somewhere. And this is for nothing but to hold them accountable, to make them responsible. At the end of the day, they have a responsibility to be responsible to society. Because xam nga ñaata xale ñoo toog foofu di la déglu xam nga ñaata xale ñoo toog foofu looking up to you, looking for what you do ñu def ko. Last time I was watching something from Senegal, I don't remember kan laate ñu ne benn mburi sénégalais benn xale moo tëb rek jël siyo ndox tuur ko si kaw boppam bi jël suuf dugal ko def ko si yaramam bi yëpp potol yaramam bi yëpp. And the child was not responsible enough to know, to figure out ne su jëlee suuf def ko with ndox bu tooy bi butam bi mun na moo yaaxu or whatever can happen to him or her. Came to find out the child was copying his favorite wrestler. Mburam bi la doon copy noonu because nguur bi moo def loolu jël saafara yi jël ndox bi tuur si kawam jël suuf def ci boppam bi whatsoever. And the child copied that. So as a public figure, we ought to be responsible. Gambian public figures are very used to having a carefree attitude. Lu neex waay def tey, lu neex waay def ëllëg, nu la neex doxalee, whatever you want to do, you think that is what you are going to do, and you get away with it. And anything from tapale, njuuj njaaj, and playing games and taking advantage of people. Yes, a lot of public figures do it, or are accused of it. It's not okay. When you are a public figure, people expect you are responsible. People trust you with their stuff. People think what you tell them is the truth. People look up to you. 2-3 weeks ago, I had an interview with the new leader of the new political party, Musa Bachili, Yali Bachili. And you saw him walk out of my studio because I was interrogating him on a lot of issues. They are very critical with ordinary Gambians who are struggling, claiming that Musa Bachili took money from them with the notion that they get a visa to go to Kosovo, when he had no connection, according to them, to be able to. And some of them said until this day never got their money, never got the visa from them. You've seen Binta Koko accused of almost $300,000 he took from her. Until this minute, I continue to get messages of people coming up to me. Some woman called me and told me how Musa Bachili took money from her. Nako dafa yóbbu jabaram to Afrimed pour them seek medical treatment. This woman that is a single mother that was trying to move out of her parents' house because mu ngi struggle di xaj lo fufu. Mu ngi dajale xaalis 40,000 bu mu jotee dajale dugal ko si account am bi from li mu wax Musa ne ko dama ko soxla on a Monday, I will give it back on Friday. Mu xam ne diggante Monday ak Friday she didn't need this money. She decided to give him the 20,000 from what she told me. Musa ne ko Friday I will bring it. Until the time that she spoke to me last week, Musa did not give her that money from what she said. You imagine all the different allegations and accusations. Musa is a public figure. It never came to the light. This is somebody that is trying to seek the highest office in our country. And the same thing applies to ñi nga xamne ñu ngi def business, whether real estate business nga neka or any other form of business that you are. People trust you, people that are struggling, people who need products and services from you. You come and take money from them, you make them believe something and then nga ñu jaay leen. Wala bok caxate suñ sister si, taking advantage of it because you are a man, because you have fame, because you have money, because you have A, because you have B. Innocent young girls following you, people who need employment coming to you. Ngay take advantage of all of these people because dañ bugg a liggéey from you, because yow rek yaa leen mën a dimbale, because soxla nañ favor A or B from you, because seen family member need na help with one thing or the other, whether medical help wala soxla nañ passport wala soxla nañ any form of service that our people need, and because you are the one who can provide this service without fear or favor, without any shortcut, without being bribed or anything, you decide that you are going to use your position to subdue our people. Góor jigéen mag ak ndaw danga use sa position to subdue our people. ñun de xawma ben media house de, but Gambian Talents duñ ko seetaan. We are supposed to be the fourth arm of the government. After the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, the media is supposed to be the fourth arm of government. And our responsibility is to serve as a check on society. Our responsibility is to make sure that we are correcting the ills of the society by exposing them. So that anybody that is involved, anybody ku bugg a def di nga toog xalaat su ma ko defee media bi jot si su ma ko jotee Gambian Talents jot si su ma si jotee this network jot si su ma si jotee that network jot si that media house jot si that media house jot si. After all, we are just supposed to be decent, civilized people and just do things because they are the right thing to do anyway. For our own conscience, we should just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So hiding under the pretext of I'm a private person, it's my private life, gina leen si life in it, it's not something we are going to accept here. And coming back to those that are saying that we are fighting ST, su fi emoon sax mu neex su fekkee ne by coming out to say something that ken joxut lem ken joxut sukur jabari ST, she decided to voluntarily come out because supposedly she was hurt by something she claimed her husband did. And we did not just come out, instead we reached out to all of them to verify, and she confirmed these things. Su fekkee ne loolu mooy tax ñu ne dañoo xeex ST, su fekkee ne mooy tax ñu accuse ñu ne we are anti-Mandinka or we are tribalist as it has been propelled out there, go ahead. Wax naa leen man, nobody can pull that tribalism card with me, that Mandinka Wolof card with me, because dama làkk all of his soose yu set wecc. Dama jógee si dëkki soose nekk ak ay soose neighbors, ma am ay jarbaati soose, am jarbaati njaago. So can nobody pull these things with me? Can't. ñun loolu xamuñ ko. Suma parents yi dañ maye seen doom yi tu képp kuñ bugganteel. Suma sister ki ma toppa ci njaago laa seyal. So pulling that button is not gonna go work with me. Barki de Mbonjai, you listen to our Menyanta show. You listen to our Dibenkoto show. You watch me do multiple interviews in Mandinka. You know how many people, the highest tribe that are either employed or having internship learning at Gambian Talents. I saw selling. Khana suma banyon so say duma def lolu. So don't pull that button with me. You can go ahead. You can go ahead. A mayor campaign to bring ST down. Let it be it. So fekene li moy bring career ST down. Let it be brought down. ST needs to be responsible, and we will say that to ST, to all these artists. Njake wut si mom, I will say it. Barki de Mbonjai la joge am an encounter with Bai Babu, who is currently in Italy. Jibu Balagay blocks me on and off su ko nexe. Ñom Aliou Badara Humanity Stars blocks me on and off. Ask them. Lima wax ni ñu ngi ko dégg ñu ngi ma seetaan wala seeni mbokk yaa ngi seetaan. Go ask Aliou Badara of Humanity Stars. Wolof. In fact, Musanta Diouf ndok Masanta Diouf. Ndax blogged ma in the past because he thought we published and wrote stories or things about him that he didn't like. We did not create anything about Aliou or anybody. We don't. Go ask Jibu Balagay. Wolof. Ndax we haven't been there. He blocks and unblocks me anyhow until 2 months ago. Lama Jibu lama unblock. Why? Because we have written and said things that he wasn't happy about. We don't create anything about anybody. And that's what you guys fail to understand. Gambian Talents is a platform that we know is getting very powerful and is powerful and has the capability and the potential to destroy people's life and to make people's lives. Am nañu seen jamono ak seen aduna doxee baax ngir Gambian Talents ak li ñoo def. Am nañu seen aduna ak seen jamono yaaxu because of what we do. So we are very careful to the best of our ability, especially if it involves damaging information. Lena nak dinañ ko xam toppa that sentimental thing of Gambian mentality. Waaw yena fi di yaaxa dere nit yena geli. Yaaxuñ dere kenn soose yi ñu ne ni man kuuke kuutee la. Ku defu dara warul la. Is the bottom line. Ni man kuuke kuutee la. Amulo dara loy daw bay fakastal waye suñ public figure yi yen ñi nekk ci public domain bi whether is on social media yena ngey tiaxane yu bari that you don't know. There are people looking up to you. You sit behind your keyboard and do things and write things and talk about things, or just click that live button and go live and talk about things. You don't know how much people admire you. You don't know how much people respect you. You don't know how many people look up to you. Rawatina younger generation be. So let's take advantage of this and let's try to be good. This selective justice nak mom lañ fi wara bàyyi as it favors you. When Tufa came out and said her story, you see almost everybody jumping onto it, condemning Yaya Jammeh, supporting Tufa. She was right and did not question what whether she was a victim, whether she was true or not. But when Binta came out and said what she said, a lot of people vilified her. It was very few people. This story was not picked up by a lot of the media houses, unfortunately. They don't. It's very important nak pour ñu understand lii. Whatever the cases, they can see a lot of things. And I'm just saying the things that we have been seeing. Ñeneen ñi jël nañ ko def ko between Mandinka ak Joola thing. Bi ST ak Binta di buggante. Yéen fan ngeen nekkoon? Binta am Joola la. ST Mandinka la. Fan ngeen nekkoon? Where were you? Where was I? That tribal thing lañ war a génne ci suñ biir. Jamono dafa dox te dañ war a dox ànd ak moom. This issue of kii moo gën a civilized kii moo gën a ëppa kii moo mag kii moo gën a lifin kii loolu lañ fi war a bàyyi. Jamono dafa nekk di dox and dañ war a dox ànd ak moom. Dañ war a dox ànd ak moom. It's about time ñun Gambian si ñu civilize ñu doxal things according to international standards, according to universal standards, according to what our colleagues from other countries are doing. We seem to be 50 or 100 years behind on a lot of things. Ku boot bukki xaj boow la dama leen ko dee wax saa su ne. Ku boot bukki xaj boow la. So pulling this tribalism card, ST Mandinka la, therefore all Mandinkas dañ koo jàppale. Binta Soose la, Binta Joola la, all Joolas dañ koo jàppale lu lañ fi war a bàyyi. In fact am nañu dem ba propel ko sax def ko APRC UDP stuff. The last time I checked gisuma fenn fu Binta waxee ne moom APRC la because Joola la. The last time I checked gisuma fenn fu ST waxee ne moom UDP la. I don't see ST anything fu mu waxee ne moom UDP la. Guess what? Some people are championing it that way. Bringing it into politics. I'm just sharing the different notions and opinions and views that are out there. We should be able to address this and address it the right way. We need to. Ak nu munti demee, we need to. ST is a public figure, and if anything involves him positive, he wants it out there. It's public, it's talked about, it's seen. If ST himself released a song with Jaliba Kuyate, did a video and talked about domestic violence and everything, the next minute we see ST's wife coming up with something like an allegation or accusation against him, then that is something that is worth discussing. And whether ST or anybody else, Gambia needs to open up. These are the type of conversations we need to have. Domestic violence is not okay. Whether public figure kodef, whether private person kodef, whether businessman kodef, whether president kodef, or anybody. These are the type of conversations we need to have. Dafa am yu bari yuñ juddu fekk suñuy parents def, suñuy grandparents def, suñuy maam def, and it is not okay certainly for us to continue doing those things. We need to be able to be to grow. Aduna dafa dox, jamono dafa dox, dunya be tama kanne adu ñañanta tama la ñolale. Aduna dafa nekk di dox. Development is taking place. Civilization is taking place, and we need to be able to do those things. And we condemn that in every way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter who does it. If ST did it, he needs to stop. If he did it, he needs to stop. If he didn't do it, it's a cause for concern, and his voice should be added to this. Like I said, I'm trying my best. I would have loved to come on air and do this, but I just had to do this just like the last time, because Demba ci lutax Gambia du dem show, this was going to be the topic of discussion. I have spoken to Binta, and they are working on resolving it on their own, which is very good. They are a couple that look good together. They are both very young. Jaar nañ fu nekk ñoom ñaar, daj nañ lu nekk ñoom ñaar, dégg nañ lu nekk ñoom ñaar. and as a result sëy neexut whether suma sëy la sa sëy la yow mi seetaan sëyi ST la there is no doubt there is no doubt ne benn sëy perfectut fi why should we be able to compromise, communicate and sacrifice? Yes, by listening to each other. It's very important ñu bàyyi xel loolu whether jëkkër lañ abuse whether jabar lañ abuse ak nu munti demee rek we ought to be responsible. We ought to be able to handle things in a more civilized way. ŋàññante yuuxuwante toppante di uñiwante each other's mboot or sutura is certainly not going to take any of us forward. The way forward is ñu handle things maturely. Domestic violence baaxut ci xale yi suñ juddoo suñ màggee suñ continuer di gis certain things happening daf leen a affect rawatina bitim réew wi nekk ni nag and we know better than that. So it doesn't matter kan moo ko def, whoever is in that situation, you need to stop. We should try to look for alternative ways of resolving our issues, our differences. We should try to communicate with each other. We should try to express our feelings with each other in a very mature and professional way. We should try to engage in conversations and dialogue rather than being physical. Ñun nag foog nañ ne being physical yuuxu intimidate ak ŋàññante yaaxante mooy tax ñu dem kanam. So ak nu munti demee all the different things that theories that people are saying out there about ST ak Binta, all the different theories that people are saying about domestic violence, let us understand certain things could be right. Certain things could be seen to be right when they are not right. Suñuy aada ak suñ cosaan lu ci baax bari na, but not everything moo baax ci suñ aada, not everything moo baax ci suñ cosaan. Dañ war a jël lu ci baax ñu adapt loolu, ñu start continuer di ko def, ñu nooco loolu, ñu groom ko, waaye lépp lu bon ci suñuy aada ak suñuy cosaan dañ ko war a tegee side. Lépp lu bon ci suñuy aada ak suñuy cosaan dañ ko war a tegee aside. It's very important pour ñu bàyyi xel li nu mel. Let us learn to be civilized. Let us stop certain things. Aduna dafa dox de te ñu ngi des gannaaw ci lu bari nag, ci lu bari. And this affects every sector of our society. Every sector of our society. soo gisee ñu ne Gambia du dem loolu la, because foo dem rek sector boo dem rek am na some rotten elements, am na some dilapidated issues yoo xam ne dañ ko need pour fix. dafa am yu bari yoo xam ne dañ ko war a liggéey ci suñ dëkk bi, raxas suñ xol yi ñu pare pour grow as a country. ni ma ko yàggee waxee even Angel Jibril suñ ñu ko wàccee loon ñun Gambia te wecce wuñ suñ jikko yi duñ dem fenn. Change starts within ourselves. It starts within suñ jikko yi. mënuñoo defar benn président mënut a defar Gambia te man ak yow pare wuñ pour change suñ jikko yi. mooy tax nga dem ci liggéeykaay ñu la fa abuse, mooy tax nga dem ci liggéeykaay doo nangoo def sa liggéey, mooy tax nga dem ci liggéeykaay nga foog ne dangaa defal nit a favor te fekk that is what you are paid to do. Now I'm touching on all these little issues because they all come in. Si kër yi la jógee, si kër yi lañ jógee te jikko yu ñu am si suñ kër yi are the same jikko yu ñoo mujjee yóbbu any liggéeykaay buñ dem wala place buñ munti dem. Now the latest on this issue nag mooy the fact ne Binta said ne moom ak ST have now decided to sit and put this behind them and ñu toog ñu waxtaan régler ko. Seen families are involved, seen families are engaging. Now Demba, we've posted as the reaction of ST which came through his manager. If I am to do this show, I will read that message, but here briefly I will say it. It is not enough. ST is a public figure. And regardless of what it is, his management coming out, there is nowhere in that report where they've written anything where ST, of course, is talking. It is the management who talk on behalf of ST. On behalf of ST. Mom si bopam ought to be able to take ownership and responsibility. I am not arguing, I'm not advocating, I'm not claiming for ST to come out and accept ne momo def nangam wala defut nangam su fekke ne defut. I'm not saying for him to come and say, okay, Binta defut li wala suma jabar rafa fen wala li wala lili. That is certainly not what I am talking about. But my point is, we need to be able to hear from ST directly if he wants to be taken seriously. He needs to be heard from directly. Not to have his management release anything. Now this is from ST's management. The last time I checked, who are his management? Writing something on his on their Facebook page, the official Facebook page. It wasn't signed by anybody. It is not official. It wasn't signed by anybody. ST is a public figure, and these are the type of things that they need to understand. ST is a brand, and somebody should take ownership and take responsibility. So until this minute, I will still challenge ST personally for him to take ownership of this. Those words that were said by his management, but it came directly from him as if ST was the one talking. One can understand, but I still challenge him. It wasn't signed by anybody. Because during a public debate, you watch Facebook, the past 1 week, debate, it has been trending with information and messages about domestic violence, about ST, with different reactions here and there. It is a good thing. It's a good thing that we are having this conversation. It's unfortunate that it has to come through ST and his wife, but it's a good thing that we are having this conversation. And I hope ST learns from this and make sure eventually they use their platform to be able to educate people about 2 things. One is about the issue of domestic violence, to continue to do it since he's already started it, better that song with Jaliba Kuyate. 2 is this issue of posting stuff on social media. I hope they learn from it. It's not the solution to any of the problems. It is not. How much is that? Why they've gone through a lot and they continue to go through a lot. They continue to go through a lot. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally. It has affected both of them. It has affected their families and their loved ones. This is not hidden. It's not hidden. So I am not advocating for ST to come and accept responsibility. That is not what I am calling for. But the responsibility that I am asking or requesting is for him to come out and take ownership of this. If it was going to be the message that was sent out by his management, supposedly that wasn't signed by anybody. If it was going to take for him to personalize it and own it, and use the first person singular in sending out the message, he needs to do that if he wants to be taken seriously. Now the international community is watching, the world is watching, history has documented it. This is a part of their story. They cannot change it. It cannot. And it's about time ñun Gambians ñu understand lolu. A lot of time dañoo def dara ba pare ñu bëgg ñëw erase lolu. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, especially with this era of technology. With this era of technology, we have people that will come to us and say things or do things left and right, and eventually ñu mujjé ñoo tok ne la okay, well man mako waxon waye dama bëgg nga gëné ko wala dama meron wala li ma doon wax minuma ci li wala minuma ci lele dédét. People need to be able to take responsibility of their actions and what they're doing and saying. It's about time. People need to do that. I will use this opportunity to address some of those few issues we have it. People deliberately taking advantage of things, wala saying things liñ buga wala li leen arrangé. And one typical example, the latest boo xam ne this week la happen, yéen ñi ñoo toppa gis ngeen di Imam Cissé biñ interview, who is supposedly a member of the APRC, who was present at the APRC press conference, after which we invited him to our studio. He came, we interviewed him, we asked him different questions, and this Imam answered all the questions that we asked him. He said what he wanted to say about the TRRC. He calls the TRRC a witch hunt. He called them liars. He said these are, people who are here to divide the country instead of bringing us together. Mom kenna mo wax wax yep. Guess what? Until day before yesterday, this imam was following us to take these videos down just because people are having different opinions with him, because people are cussing him out. People are it doesn't work like that. We didn't create anything. We just rebroadcast linga wax rek, period. Period. The same thing I go through with supposedly swing brothers and sisters that are currently in Italy, Germany, and others. We have seen the campaign that some of them started, that we call them backway boys. Really, you today backway boys. When they have a group or groups that they call themselves backway boys. When time deportation be themselves sending me their stories, success stories, and we're willing to talk and say that they are backway boys, that they came through the back way and they are now successful. And in fact, that is how a lot of them still continue to send us their information. Music. So when we post that, is it a shame to go through the back way? Is it a shame purunga jare back way? Is it a shame purunga tuki? It certainly is not. It's part of your story and you cannot erase it. Nit ku nek nak li nga doon soko bañé dafa fekk nga gën sé ñaaw. Jaaré nga Italie, jaaré nga Libya, jaaré nga Niger, jaaré nga Mali, jaaré nga backway pour ñëw Europe. What is negative? What is bad? What is a negative about the name backway? This is about time we accept reality and take responsibility. When you people were relying on us, when the efforts we made put a lot of pressure on the government, pour ñu put a moratorium on this deportation issue, you celebrated us. You Barisian sent us your story. And until this day, you send stories, you go publish, are not affected. So you me talk for no, because you are there and we did not say anything about you personally, but posting something about somebody. We have our house style. We are running a media at the end of the day. And there is no doubt, we all know it's not hidden. Story liko capture pour niti setan ko moy the headline and the title. And you all know that, and it's not hidden. So I'm challenging all of you pour ngeen xam lolu. I have a lot of them sending me messages, calling and saying otherwise, don't call us backway boys. Ndax da nga tok yow personally, for example, ñu oyela backway boys, wala ndax suñ ko defé ndax yow da nga jaarul backway. Ndax da nga jaarul backway. So a lot of people come to us, def dara, binda dara, wax dara, and we end up talking about it, we end up putting it out there, and just because you're laiguloko, because a family laiguinko or friend, it does not make us bring it down or bring it up. Just this Tufa issue. Some young man in Qatar also did a video responding to Sheikh Ahmed Sise, who supposedly tie Kamil Wat ne mom am gomu Tufa limwak, etc., etc. This person followed me for several days. Ne dafa buga pour ñu publish something for him to react to Sheikh Ahmad Sise. He ended up doing an audio, send Mako. And I told him I don't have the time to transform that audio into video. If he wants to do a video and send it to me, I'll take it. He made his 15-16 minutes video and sent it to me. I posted the video. Whatever backlash he has, the next minute he has to come. After following us for several days, he has to come to tell me again video bobo and the like. You guys think we're joking? This is not a joke. This is serious business. We are trying to educate, inform, and empower our people through information. Through information. So we all better try to be responsible. Instead of thinking we have a free life, you better watch what you put out on social media. Ma edda suma bopa eddale len. Luma def on social media need jël ko. Luma def on social media need interpret ko differently. Luma def on social media need jël ko partage ko. Man mako def. If you think people don't follow, people screenshot, people record, people interpret, people cut, people manipulate things that you do, things that I do, and you have a responsibility to make sure that you do the right thing. So ko xasse be dugal nak jeex na nga fogg ne dugal ko rek gene ko ami non la. Ñun we have that policy. Dugal dara gene ko du yombe nono. Du yombe nono. When you do it, you should be ready for it. And I'm saying this because a couple of days bala weeri koor bi gis ngeen ñu dugaloon jànxa yu nekk Sweden ñoom Aysatu don't rap di amee good time, and we are rapping and saying Gambian people are liars, dema lie, dema lii dema lele, after which it has a backlash and they want to do live videos and come out and say génne leen ko def leen lii def leen lele def leen lele def leen lele. People should take responsibility. Barki dem boo njaay la ci baytaal mujjee def video ne dafa respond to this di wax façon yi wax bu nekk in his video. We posted the video and the next minute he was blowing our phones and everywhere else he could reach us to say ne génne leen video bi def leen lii def leen lele, because man génne naa ko suma own video. All I am saying is Gambian people, let us try to be a lot more responsible with our usage of social media, with the things that we do. Let us understand that this is not a joke. Social media is here to help people to improve their lives. Social media is here to help us connect with each other, pour ñu socialize, pour ñu jàng from each other, pour ñu entertain each other. We need to be able to understand loolu noonu. It is not here pour ñuy ŋàññante, it is not here pour ñuy uññiwante mboot, it is not here pour ñuy yàqante, it is not here pour lu la neex rek nga dugal and say anything and everything you want about the next person or about the next topic. So defee sa video wala nga binda sa text condemning somebody else wala going against somebody else wala disagreeing with somebody else, understandal ne yow tamit peg ne dina am ñuy disagree ak yow. Just like this video that I am doing, some of you are not agreeing with me and are writing what you feel. I respect it. I will not take this video down for any reason because mako def. When you also do your video, when you also write your text, when you also record your audio on WhatsApp or whatever, because because you are frustrated or because you don't know, one thing or the other, or because that is how you feel at the time. At the end of the day, if that thing happens to be misinterpreted, if it happens to be interpreted, if it happens to be used in any way, shape or form, you should be able to take full responsibility of it because you should take full ownership of it. Sa life la, and you cannot change your life, and it's about time that us Gambians stop trying to change our lives. What is a part of us? It's a part of us. We cannot erase it. I don't choose to be Pa Usman Diouf. I don't choose to look the way I look. I don't choose to be from the parents I am from. These are natural things that God chose for me. At the end of the day though, I have a choice to pick certain things that I want to do. In my life, I can make certain decisions right. I can make a mistake on certain decisions. And whatever it is that I do, at the end of the day, I should take full responsibility of my mistakes and learn from it, understand the mistake la man mako def. We are not here not to babysit anybody. Kubuga ñew ci suñ platform bi, when we invite you, we try to engage a lot of people. They either say they're not gonna come, wala suñ ñëwé eventually they want to put conditions. Moy lolu. We have a responsibility. Képa ko xamne public figure nga, ñu ko waxat again pour Daniel, and this is related to ST and everybody else, whether musician nga, whether businessman nga, whether politician nga, whether religious leader nga, or anybody, you have a responsibility to act right. You have a responsibility to do right to the society and everything else. Don't cheat the system. Don't cheat the system. If you are paid to do a job, do it, and do it to the best of your ability. Fima Tenke, Gambia Police Force, Lamin Jai, the public relation officer Lamin Jai, I have been saying it. I have engaged him on numerous occasions. He shut his doors to Gambian talents. Why? Because of one thing. Supposedly, we published a picture of a police officer who was sleeping. Nga dem liggéey tëdda di nelaw sa liggéey kaay. Ndax loolu la Gambian people bi di fayé taxpayers money, and the picture was sent to us ñu publish ko, and he argued lu tax ñu war a publish picture boobu noonu. Ndax ñun ñoo wax kooku mu tëdda nelaw, ndax dañ ko create. You are paid to be working for the Gambian people. You go there and taking a nap. You go there and sleeping. If you are sick, for heaven's sake, stay home. To fake any lola sah. But that is the order of the day in a lot of places in the Gambia. In a lot of places in the Gambia. Now, Lamin Jai closed his doors. You are not there for yourself. You cannot be using your personal sentiments. You need to grow up. That is the word I will use. You need to grow up. and not use your personal sentiments. The police of the PRO, office of the PRO of the Gambia Police Force does not belong to you. It doesn't. And it comes back to lima wax rek. You all have to be responsible. Ni man kuke kute la. Jigen ji su nekkutoon fofu tëdda di nelaw kenn du ko doon nataal di ñu ko sen. Kenn du ñu nataal du ñu ko sen. And we will continue to do things like that to serve as a check on society. Because that is certainly not what Gambian people are paying you for. So using your own personal sentiments, because danga mer ci li Gambian talents def, it's not why you are there. You are not doing us any favor, but you are prevent the Gambian people who rely on us. Either we like it or not, we have about 100,000 to 200,000 people who rely on us through all the different mechanisms that we have for information. So I'm now some word that the police have to put across out there. If you prevent us from having access to that, at the end of the day, you are going. To prevent those people from having access to the information. Is it fair to those people? Did it? Kon yange xagn Gambian ci liggéey bi nga xamne mom lañ la fay pour nga def ko yang len ko xagn some of them. Because amna ñoo xamne either we like it or not, they rely on us solely and exclusively for information this minute. And inshallah, it will continue. So therefore, nga xagn ñooñu information bi nga xamne waron nañ ko xam, because you have personal sentiments. Liggéey bi du sa boss. Office bi is not yours. David Kuja bi mo fa nekkon bala yow. Bala mom several other people ñoo fa nekkon. So keeping access to information or doing favoritisms, contacting kii ak kele, we haven't done anything and we are very unapologetic about that story. Gene wuñ ko te duñ ko gene, and if another police officer's picture was to be sent to us and we could confirm that this is a member of the Gambia Police Force, yes, we will publish it. Dangen am responsibility. All Gambian public figures, especially civil servants and those in the high ranking level of government, etc. Dangen am responsibility towards society. The kepo common on ref is either you or either is the IGP or anybody. After all, if the president was sleeping, you catch the president sleeping himself. What are you talking about? And that could be published. Yo, who are you to say that you are not going to be published like that? 10 officer cannot be published? When National Assembly members were sleeping at the National Assembly and pictures of them were taken and circulated, who are you to say that your officers' pictures would not be published? Ndax loolu leen fa teg kañ ngeen gi gis président Barrow di nelaw? Which means the media serves as a check on him. Kan ngeen gi gis seen National Assembly members yi ñuy nelaw ci assembly bi? Which means they are very conscious of the fact that pictures of them can be taken. That is the role of the media, for heaven's sake, is to serve as a check on society. And coming back to this topic, if, excuse me, ST was to be a woman beater, if he was to be an abuser or whatsoever, right now, unless muneka ko xamne amna lu ko jodde, but if he is in his right state of mind with his right senses, he will definitely pay great attention and be careful of not putting anything out there ne dafa tok di door jigen wala door jabaram or whatsoever, because this will be lesson learned with this type of media attention. And anybody else kepp ko xamne yaangi in that public domain wala so nekko ci public domain bi ci bopam, these things will ring in your head. So it's good that we have this discussion. Dem na ñew na. I wish and hope that I am able to still do this. If not, I have shared a lot of what we know and what we find out about this particular issue. We wish ST and Binta good luck. Like I said at the beginning, they have decided to settle their things behind the scenes. They have decided to settle their differences at their own level. Jëkkër ak jabar ñëppay am problem, and I am no exception. You are no exception. Yow mi déglu di seetaan. I'm in relationship bu ñak la meña dëkka ñaar ñu dëkka ñoy am problem, and if they have a problem, they decide to settle it. It's better for them. Képp ku ci dem ci ñoom it ne da nga part ways, képp fo ci dem it to start, you will be starting afresh. You will be starting new. You are getting into something you don't know, and there is no guarantee that it's going to be better than what you had before. If they can resolve their difference and have a common understanding to make sure they treat each other right and professionally, that is exactly what they need to do, and they need to keep it up and continue doing what they do. This is what we have for ST and Binta. Let them continue doing what they do. If no development comes to us on this issue, we will not talk about it, but we will continue to talk about it as we continue to have development. whether Jofi ST la, whether Kenen la, we will talk about it because we are media and we are here to talk about the things that are happening in our society, and things don't just happen by themselves. It is the people who are making these things happen. Muy man, muy yow ak Kenen. If your story comes up and it is something that is worth talking, loo xam ne dina njëriñ askan bi somewhat, some way, somehow, we will discuss it, we will talk about it, and we will address it. Te képp ku nekk ci public domain bi ñu ngi leen a ñaax pour ngeen understand loolu, ñu ngi ko ñaax suñ boppa di leen ko ñaax pour ngeen understand loolu. It is new in Gambia, and that is why we are not okay with these things. That's why we are fussing about it. But you go to other countries, they know very well, and we thank God for the most part. And a lot of you that don't understand Lini, you should thank God, because if you were in other countries, don't face would have been a lot more pressure. This whole thing just taking 1 week. In other countries, it would have taken several weeks or months or even years, and this will hurt them for the rest of their lives in whatever way, shape, or form that they do. Yenage Satan suñ neighbors in Senegal all the time. Basically, religious leaders. When Sheikh Becho, for example, passed away, you see different perceptions of the Sheikh Becho story. People relating things, people going to his wives. Ñi dinañ la indil story about his wife. Ñi dinañ la indil story about his own family. Ñi dinañ la indil story about doomam yi. Ñi dinañ la indil story about taalibe yi. Ñi dinañ la indil story about lii. Different perceptions and perspectives were created, and if this was anywhere else, this ST story, you could have seen people do the same thing. You could have seen people bring that perception, talking to the girls, talking to his family, talking to the other girl's family. This story would have been dragging over and over, going to get sample the opinions of his fellow artists, going to sample the opinions of the authorities. Different reactions would have been out about this thing. They santa yalla nak ne Gambia la waye man wax na len ko, and when I talked to ST ak Binta, I told them suñu amone resources ci ñun, all of you celebrities, yeen ñep public figures, we will attach people to you. ñi leena topa di set sen life, because we want to be able to learn from what you do. We want to keep the people posted about your life. No buñ len ko, and that will stay, inshallah. So it's about time that we all accept that reality and try to be responsible. Being responsible, the only way out. Paos is no saint. I'm a sinner myself. Dama sin. But do I try my best to be responsible? Yes. Do I have issues personally? Do I have issues at home? Do I have issues in my marriage? Do I have issues in my family? Oh yes. I am no perfect person. And this is what I am going to say. ñu ngi leen ay bëggee di leen gërëm leen sant seen déglu bu rafet, seen seetaan, seen toppa Gambian Talents. Continue to follow us for all your information about the Gambia and what is happening in Gambia. We'll keep you posted on any development and everything that we see and know about suñ country. Di leen ñaax ngeen subscribe to our channel. If you haven't followed us on Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram or Twitter, Gambian Talents, you can follow up on YouTube as well ci Gambian Talents. ñu ngi leen ay bëggee di leen gërëm leen sant. You can share this video if it inspires you. If you learn a thing or two, it's okay. You disagree with me or disagree with us on a lot of the things, but then I hope it inspires some people. I hope there are one or two things that we all learn from this. ñu ngi leen ay bëggee leen gërëm leen santa ba ci kanam.